Welcome to today's episode of Heard and Seen Around. I am Rajesh Karipurath. This is my take on macroeconomic and geoeconomic data points, which I find interesting. I hope you enjoy watching it as much as I enjoyed curating it. Cheers.
Hot desking was invented so that no one would have to feel like they belong anywhere. Mission accomplished. Pivot is the business word for, the first idea didn't work but we still have your money. Bipartisan means both sides agree it's someone else's fault. Beta version, N, the product, but with an asterisk. The asterisk is the size of the product. Airport bookshops are where business books go to be purchased with great urgency and read to page 34.
Here's the quiet shift. Central banks now hold nearly 18% of all gold ever mined. That's not pocket change, that's 38,000 tons of just in case things get messy. But the real twist? Households still dominate. Jewelry alone is 43% of global gold. So while central banks prepare for crisis, your grandmother's locker might already be winning the reserve game. Investment demand, bars, coins, ETFs, sits at 23%, the more liquid paranoia segment of the market. What's happening underneath? Trust in fiat isn't collapsing, but it's definitely being hedged. Gold is quietly returning as the asset of last resort, especially in a world of geopolitics and weaponized currencies. Silicon Valley isn't minting startups anymore, it's printing mythical creatures. The United States now has 857 unicorns, up over 600% since 2016 and still climbing. But here's the catch. These are private market valuations where price discovery is more vibes than verdict. Liquidity is thinner, exits are slower, and IPO windows aren't exactly wide open. A 9-year streak of rising unicorns sounds impressive. Until you ask how many can actually justify that $1 billion tag in public markets. What this really signals, excess capital met big tech ambition, and nobody wanted to be the one who said, maybe it's just a horse. April 2020, when oil did not just crash, it broke the concept of price. WTI futures plunged to minus $40. Yes, producers were literally paying buyers to take oil off their hands. So what happened? Demand vanished overnight, planes grounded, roads empty, while storage tanks filled up like a bad trade you can't exit. Futures expiry met physical reality and reality won. Markets learned the hard way. Commodities aren't just numbers on a screen, they come with pipelines, tanks, and nowhere to hide. Even now, that spike down is a reminder. Liquidity disappears faster than confidence in a crisis. 15 years ago, Apple was a $300 billion company. Today, over $4 trillion. Basically a sovereign entity with better margins. Tim Cook did not reinvent the iPhone. He monetized the ecosystem like a master strategist. Services, buybacks, pricing power. This was an innovation hype. This was execution compounding at 24% a year. Now, John Ternus steps in, inheriting not a company but a machine. The challenge, it's much harder to double a $4 trillion giant than a $300 billion disruptor. Markets will ask one thing, can Apple still surprise, or is it now just too big to impress? While the world ages, India is hiring at scale. The workforce is set to expand by 84 million over the next decade, while China shrinks by 7 million and China slows by 57 million and Europe quietly retires. This isn't just population growth, it's potential economic leverage. More workers, more consumption, more production. If jobs keep up, this is a structural growth engine. If they don't, it's a very crowded waiting room. Meanwhile, the West faces the opposite problem. Too few workers, too many dependents. That's inflationary, fiscally heavy, and growth limiting. So yes, challenge globally, but for India, this is a rare demographic tailwind. Execution is everything now. From near bankruptcy to launch dominance. SpaceX did not just disrupt aerospace, it industrialized it. Over 400 launches, over $10 billion in revenue, and now pushing 150 plus launches a year like its routine. The real edge? Reusability turned rockets from one-time fireworks into repeatable infrastructure. That crushed costs, unlocked cadence, and made competitors look expensive. Starlink quietly became the cash engine, millions of subscribers funding Mars dreams, and with XAI in the mix, Musk building not just rockets but a vertically integrated tech empire. At this pace, SpaceX isn't just a space company, it's becoming critical infrastructure for orbit.